everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I'm doing my weekly Christian book review on the DreamKeeper Saga. I have already done a book review for book 1, which was The Dragon and the Stone, and book 2, which was The Prince and the Blight. So I will link both of those reviews down below in the description box so you can check them out. This week's book review is on book 3. So thank you again to Crossway for sending me a copy of the third book in the DreamKeeper Saga. This one is called Lost in the Caverns. So this is actually the biggest book in the series so far. And book 4 is, I believe, coming out next spring. So make sure to stay tuned for that one. I'm not sure if it's going to be the last one or not. It just says the story continues in The Quest for the Guardians. So The Quest for the Guardians will be coming out next year. There is a sneak preview chapter in the back of this book, but I'm not going to read it because I don't want to be spoiled and have to wait a whole year for that one. So this one, I said in book 2 that they kind of read as standalones. That was true until this book. So make sure you read book 1 and 2 before you head into this one. So there will be spoilers in this vlog if you haven't read books 1 and 2 yet. So just be prepared for that. So we are following again Lily in her adventures through the Dreamkeeper Kingdom. She is a dreamkeeper, and she creates dreams through a stone that Pax pretty much gives to his people in his kingdom. Pax is like the symbol of Jesus, like Aslan is in Chronicles of Narnia. So in this one, we're following Lily, and she is staying from book 2. She decides to stay in the kingdom and try to just have more adventures. I feel like she's a little bit selfish that way. She doesn't want to go home. Although honestly, if any kid really was in a fantasy kingdom, they probably would not want to go home. So in this one, we're following Lily, and she is kind of tasked to take care of this kid called Rowan. His sister is going back to the caverns to find her stone that she lost. And so she is charged with Rowan, and Rowan, he wants nothing to do with Lily at all. He's like, I need to find my family. Him and his sister Islan are really the only people. They are literally the only people left in his entire kingdom. But he's heard stories about his past, and he wants to go into the caverns, go to this place where he thinks his kin and his relatives from other kingdoms could possibly be. So he ends up going, and Lily, needs to chase after him because she's supposed to take care of him, and she can't stop him. He wants nothing to do with Lily, and he's very adamant about finding his kingdom and his lost people. So that's what he's doing along the way. In this book, we see dark caverns, we see dreams that are unfinished. Again, in this book, we'll see a lot of characters from the second book, as well as different creatures from the second book as well as new creatures. There's a bat in this book. He's probably one of my favorites. The rabbit in this book, loved him. All I thought about was food, like the entire time. And I just thought he was so cute with his little hat that he had like a Mary Poppins hat, and he could get anything out of it. And he was just the cutest character in the book. He's probably, honestly, my favorite. Him and the bat characters. The animal characters, they were my favorites. But we follow them through the caverns. We follow them through underground tunnels where they meet like goblin-like creatures and dark elves, and it was a good time. Some parts were a little slow to me, and then other parts were too fast. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but some parts were just, I guess, an overabundance of action happening in one spot. But I can understand that. It's a middle grade book. You got to keep children's attention spans. I can totally understand that. But I did enjoy more the last half of the book as we get a little bit more action and we get to see all these different new creatures and everything. And as I said, old favorites come back into this book. If you like the creatures from the second book, they make appearances in this book, which I did really enjoy. And there's definitely a nod to different fairy tales. As I said, Mary Poppins bag that the rabbit had in his hat. A lot of not necessarily references, but Alice in Wonderland is referenced once. But definitely, I mean, this cover, they're kind of falling down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of kind of references to a little bit of an Alice in Wonderland retelling, kind of. So I kind of felt that nudge toward that classic fairy tale. So definitely saw that in this book. I definitely think it's good for, well, I mean, my age. I enjoyed it. But I think this is definitely geared to like low middle grade to upper middle grade. Definitely would enjoy this. It's not super hard to read or anything. It's very easy to read. And I'm looking forward to the fourth book. Hopefully I will remember what happened in this book for the fourth book, because I took too much time in between book 2 and 3 to read this one, I felt like. But definitely, if you get the chance, probably reread the first and second book before you get to the third book, because there's definitely some connections between all 3 stories. So thank you to Crossway for sending me a copy of this book to share with you, as well as the other 2 copies. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Make sure to check out this series for your kids or for yourself, and I will see you all in the next video.